So it seems like we maybe had a little bit of movement on the Persona 3 remake front. Now, this is a rumor that's been going around for quite some time. I covered it on the channel a bit ago, but it kind of died down. There wasn't really anything new. And then early this morning, there was some alleged footage of a supposed Persona 3 remake that kind of sent the Persona fan base into a tizzy. However, it might not be real, and that's the reason why I wanted to cover this, because a lot of you guys might start seeing this across your timeline or in videos, and there have been people that are definitely in the Atlas community that are coming out and saying that this footage is not real. But let's go over the actual article first and some of the information, then we can talk about it a bit more. And also Jet Set Radio, there is a big rumor with that as well. So shout outs to my man Okami Games on Twitter. He was the first that I saw this from. Then we'll get into some of the other stuff as well. And he says rumor alleged gameplay of the rumored Persona 3 remake, as well as a new Jet Set Radio game, has appeared online. Reports from Bloomberg last year stated that a new big budget Jet Set Radio title was in the works at Sega. So very interesting with that, and it's always hard to kind of believe anything with Jet Set Radio and big budget, because they've done nothing with this franchise in like a decade plus, right? It's been a very long time. There was a supposed, like, I know there was somebody that wanted to offer to make the game with them, like an outside company. They turned that down a while ago. So Jet Set Radio has been dead for a very long time at this point. So we'll see what happens of that, but I know there's a lot of Jet Set Radio fans out there, so hopefully you guys get that. But let's focus in on this Persona 3 remake rumor. Now, there was some footage that I will show you guys. I haven't shown it up until this point, but I will show you guys this footage, and it looks pretty good, right? Let's look at it. Okay, now you see that. However, this seems to be a fan-made thing, because the person that linked this talked about there was an anonymous DM, and it seems like it was part of Sega's Japan internal meetings held in 2021, and it shows off some Sonic footage too with the Sonic Frontiers game. So I don't know how real all of this is. Now, there's been some people, I think Faz in the Persona community has came out and said that it is fan-made and that it's not real. So I'm leaning on the side of this not being real at this point with this Persona 3 remake footage, but I still feel that Persona 3 remake could be a real thing, and that if there was a Persona 3 remake, it would look something like this, because this looks like Persona 5, but it's such a small amount of footage, and it's just so good looking with what they're showing here that I think that it wouldn't leak in this type of way. It seems very awkward, so I'm not so sure about this, guys, but I wanted to get the news out for those that are waking up and you're seeing it, or if you see it later, because it's probably going to be spread around with this footage here. So let's go ahead and move on to the next thing here, guys, and we're going to be talking about Advance Wars, because Advance Wars is back, and man, is it better than ever. We've got a brand new Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp overview trailer, 6 minutes of new gameplay footage, breaking it all down for the Advance Wars fans and for strategy RPG fans, strategy fans out there. I think that this game, for many of you guys, will be your first ever Advance Wars, because this franchise has been gone for quite some time now, especially vanilla Advance Wars. So let's go ahead and get into this. So publisher Nintendo and developer WayForward, it's good to hear WayForward's name once again, have released a 6-minute overview trailer for the turn-based strategy game collection Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. Now, you can command your army, strategic turn-based battles as the tactician in this game of the Orange Star Army. Now, your expertise is needed as you move through land, air, and naval units across the battlefield. You can take out enemy squads and capture towns and bases to secure victory and keep the peace. Now, keep an eye on the game-changing terrain and weather as you lead a variety of units across multiple maps. The remake features 2 campaigns that cover events of Advance Wars and Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising. Now, you can fight alongside capable command commanding officers because it features this really cool CO system. So we're going to talk about that as well. Defend your land with the help of Andy, Max, Sammy, and other commanding officers, each with their own specialties and CO powers. Andy can repair units, while Sammy can boost the abilities of your troops. Your opponents can use CO abilities of their own too. Throughout both campaigns, the COs you meet play a critical role both on the battlefield and in the story. Now, you can also recruit some friends and see who's the superior strategist. Now, when you aren't busy keeping the peace in one of the two campaign stories, flex your army commanding chops in versus mode. Up to 4 players can battle on dozens of maps. Each player chooses a CO from either campaign and can strategically use their CO powers to turn the tides of battle. Customize your combat with options like funds per allied base and fog of war. Once again, Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp is due out for the Nintendo Switch on April 21st. It is coming up next week, guys, April 21st, so it's going to be a ton of fun. I love the redone graphics. You can tell that this isn't some type of major remake with super in-depth, detailed graphics or anything, but it's good for what the Game Boy Advance was and bringing it over wholesale, keeping the same style and flavor and probably keeping the budget in line too to make it to where you can include both of these games and get a team like Way4 to get it done in a timely fashion. It was just unfortunate that it got delayed because of what was going on in the real world, but I'm so happy that it's finally here. And as you can see from this 6-minute overview trailer, it's looking incredible. It's got a lot of great things to it. I think that the strategy of this game and how it plays out, it's very different from Fire Emblem because you're not using humans per se for everything. You're using tanks and jets and also artillery and stuff, so it plays out very different, has a very different feel than Fire Emblem, despite the original developers being intelligent systems. So I do love that they're finally going to get this back here, and what they're doing with the online play, I think that's super cool, being able to play against friends online. So that's a great addition, and having both of the games, 2 of the campaigns in there with all the additions is phenomenal as well. So if you're into strategy games, or if you're someone who played Fire Emblem, for example, and you want to try out this, I think it's definitely worth it. You get a lot of content with the 2 campaigns with the added online, and it looks like it moves a lot faster and is more slick as well. I'm guessing there's a lot of little things that they've added into just from me remembering the gameplay from when I played it on the GBA up until now and what I'm seeing here. So looks slick, looks great. Advance Wars is awesome, and I cannot wait to check it out next week on the Nintendo Switch. It's going to be a ton of fun. But speaking of a ton of fun and a classic game coming back, this game I never heard of, but we're going to talk about it, and it's called Rhapsody Marvel Kingdom Chronicles. It's launching officially August 29th, so we've got some details on this. So Rhapsody Marvel Kingdom Chronicles, which includes Rhapsody 2, Ballad of the Little Princess, and Rhapsody 3, Memories of Marvel Kingdom, will launch officially for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and PC via Steam on August 29th in North America, September 1st in Europe, and September 8th in Oceania, NIS America has announced. Now for the PC version, each game will be available separately with Rhapsody 2 and also Rhapsody 3, so you can buy them separately on PC. Now pre-orders are starting out at $89.99 for the limited edition. You guys can check out all the details there and what you get on the NIS America store. Now let's talk about this game, because once again, I never heard about it beforehand, and this is my first time actually understanding what this RPG is all about. But you know, we cover all the smaller RPGs on this channel and the obscure ones in addition to the big RPGs as well. So it says you can experience the harmonious combination of story and song in Rhapsody Marvel Kingdom Chronicles, the continuation of Rhapsody, a musical adventure told through 2 captivating RPGs. As these titles make their way to the West for the first time, they bring with them improved storybook visuals, enchanting music, and lovable characters both old and new. Following in the footsteps of her mother Cornette, young Kuryu sets out on a journey to find her own prince in Rhapsody 2, Ballad of the Little Princess, complete with more songs, a new turn-based battle system, and a story both new yet familiar. This title is ready to make your heart sing. In Rhapsody 3, Memories of Marvel Kingdom, a series of charming chapters concludes the stories of Rhapsody and its characters. Experience events that occur before, during, and after the previous Rhapsody titles, including a heartfelt conclusion about Cornette's mother, Cherie. The revamped and refined battle system shines with combined character attacks and the addition of a 3D camera. So here are the key features. Rhapsody 2 and 3 take center stage as they make their Western debut, featuring musical adventures in Moral Kingdom, a marvelous makeover. The charming storybook visuals are looking better than ever and feature a new 3D camera for Rhapsody 3, not on Rhapsody 2, and a new story told through song, a heartwarming story brought to life through alluring songs and vocal performances. So this is definitely a weird type of title, not necessarily something that I would normally play, but I wanted to talk about it because it's cool, especially when a game has never been brought over. This is the first time that it's ever been brought over. I'm guessing this is a Japan only type of title or Asian only type of title, and it's finally coming over, and it's coming to Switch, PS5, and PC for people to play. I first saw my man Stealth over there on Twitter talk about this, and it seems like he's understood or liked the franchise beforehand or knows about it, so I wanted to cover it a little bit more. But from what I've seen from the gameplay that I watched of the original, plus also this one here that they're bringing, it looks like it's a nice addition to the RPG, the niche type of lineup, and especially these games with the physical editions and all of that, these games that aren't going to be a lot in print, so it can be looked at as a buy now before rare type of game, especially with Nippon Ichi Software. These games are always end up being kind of like buy now before they're rare with a lot of NIS games. So I think that it's worth talking about, it's worth discussing, and once again, it encourages, especially if people go out there and support this, it encourages more of these Japan only games that never got brought over, because there are hundreds if not thousands of these games across all these systems that have never came over, and I think it encourages them to do stuff like this if we talk about it, and also people pick it up if they think that it looks good. So I'm excited for all the different RPG content kind of stuff that's going down here. But what are your thoughts when it comes to Persona, Advance Wars, and everything that we discussed? I'd love to hear in the comment section below. Also, make sure you check out my previous video where I talked about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and also that buy now before rare videos. We've got some other good content coming up as well, so I appreciate all of your support on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.